I love that we open with Monique saying, well, look, if I was fired, I figured I'd go back and finish her off. Momo didn't give a crap. Go back and finish her off. Get them last good bops in. Candace needs a break. She has to get up to dab her teeth. Monique don't give a crap, and it's really hard for her to act like she does, and I can't blame her. Andy said, you never apologized to her. No, I didn't. Andy is trying to get remorse out of Momo, and she ain't got it to give. And neither do I. Oh, God. So now Candace comes back out, and Andy says, a question from Boca Raton. Was production punishing Monique, or did the women not want her around? And then, of course, Rob Dixon pipes up. Girl, you had one event that Bravo paid for. Shut your broke mouth. Candace is still saying, I pressed charges because I felt I didn't have a choice. She was putting a narrative in the blog. Oh, God. Gabri's gonna say, I wanted legal action, but I didn't want the consequence to be for her to go to jail. But you wanted legal action. You jealous piece of, you head-molottied freak, you non-dressing tramp, Marian idiot. The word on the street is, you're just stupid. Oh, God. Now, here's the thing, Candace. How you gonna say your quack attorney knew that the two cases would cancel each other out? Then that's not a quack attorney. That's a good attorney. That's money's worth. Meanwhile, you out here running through your mama's pockets with your broke self. Gabri's gonna say, I'm surprised Ashley did a statement. I didn't think any of us should have gotten involved in that legal issue. Well, you got involved with the fight with your pushing self. Why couldn't you have stayed out of that? You didn't have to push Monique. Maybe you hadn't pushed Monique because you was trying to get it started. This wouldn't have happened. So Monique goes on, takes responsibility, and gives Candace a good apology. She said that fight wasn't about you. I had a flashback. But if you hadn't put your finger in my face, we wouldn't have been here. Candace said, I'm sorry, girl, but you done too much online for me to accept this apology. Well, she done got it out her system, and you did deserve it. Oh, the chat's right. The chat just said, you know what, here we go with Candace. That apology would never be enough, and it wouldn't. Y'all was in a little tiff. Y'all was going back and forth. She put some stuff out. You called your lawyer. She called her lawyer. Like, you know, it went there, and now either you calm it down or, you know, you can get off the show, boo. Oh, God. Candace is reading Monique's Drag Me song. Andy, Jesus, why'd you have to drag this out? Now, Momo, you really just should have said, look, I wrote a little diss record because I was ticked off. You didn't have to put your therapist into it. My therapist said to write her a letter, and suddenly it became a diss track. Now, girl, you trying it. Oh, God, now Andy's like, well, you never apologized to her. She pressed charges before she had a chance, and she's like, I ain't gonna apologize to you over social media, and I respect it. And the truth is, no matter how she apologized, when she apologized, it would never be enough, because Candace is Candace. Immature and unable to recognize that when you get up in somebody's face and you violate their personal space, you might get popped. I'm sorry, ain't nobody watching this video where you gonna let somebody get this close to you, this all up in your facial, and you ain't gonna get them out of it. Or you can sit there and wait to get popped, because you will get popped, because then they're gonna see, oh, you a punk. Let's see how far the punking can go. Now, child, now Candace trying to act innocent. We already know that heifer Gigi called Candace, and Candace said, let me put you in touch with Charisse and Charisse. So no, I'm with Monique like, girl, you can sit here and act like you innocent all you want. You was spreading rumors about my family, about my pregnancy. You was talking. Oh, Jesus, we're still going over the tedium of this damn fight. Child, let's get to Chris Samuels cussing out Rob Dixon. So now we're talking about whether Monique was coming to the pre-party for the wig launch or the post-party or the during party. Lord, Candace is taking medication because of the stress from the incident. Girl, you just want to pop a pill. Oh, God. I wasn't going to talk about this, but I would like to know. Let me get my Kleenex. Why would I send you? So now Candace is saying that Karen tried to get her fired because of a DM that she sent her about Gabrissi and Rob Dixon being responsible. What? Candace told her to burn and go to eternal hell over DM, so Karen went to the boss. Ho ho ho! Karen said, I called to get your help. Because you do need help. Oh God, now Candace wants to say, that's not a threat, Karen. I didn't threaten you. See, Candace, you really think you could just talk to people any kind of way and they gonna put up with it. No. Because they don't think you care about me. I don't think that you do. Oh, Candace, girl, you just went from cool, calm, and collected with the okay, well, you felt threatened to now you crying. All right, now the husbands is coming out. Well, Chris and Ray. Because, you know, Gabrissi doesn't have a husband. And Rob Dixon's husband would rather be with Michael than with her. Kind of like Playboy Cardi, he'd rather be playing the PlayStation with Little Uzi Verse. Child, why they bring out Wendy's husband when Wendy was barely on the dang season? So Andy says, Chris, did you watch that 10-part Michael Jordan thing? And Chris gives you that serious black man look that's like, I'm not here to play and I might deck you. I'm here to talk about the rumors being spread about my wife and my child. We ain't got time for pleasantries, sir. Quiet as it's kept, we ain't heard Giselle really open her mouth since Monique said 410. Giselle, we ain't heard a word from the word on the street since Monique said 410. Yeah, that's his number. She got his number, hussy. Okay, so Chris sold his restaurant, and I guess that's where they got the money for the house from, and now he's doing Instagram catering and online cooking classes. Ciao. Andy gonna say Michael's not here because he's at a wedding in South Carolina. Please. He's with Juan Dixon. Getting some Dixon. Giselle, I'm sorry Jamal isn't here today. We invited him, but you know, he ain't gonna show up for you. Wendy's husband looks nice tonight. He's got a beautiful smile. Too beautiful for her. Now, I ain't gonna be too hard on Wendy, but I can see why your in-laws don't mess with it. That heifer brought up that 4th degree one time too many, and they like, she ain't, We don't want our grandchildren to be stuck up like that. Child, we got the husband up here talking. He's so intelligent and articulate. I'm like, he could have been the housewife and not Wendy. I like him. He ain't mentioned a degree once. Andy asked Ray, how did you feel when Karen said she wanted her money back from bailing you out? He said, I had a great laugh. If I'd have paid for your life from now on 30 years, just because you making 2 cents in the last home stretch. But then again, you did keep that heifer in that 1990s unrenovated house, so I question your coin, sir. Ray was like, now hold on, heifer, you had stipends, homes, charge cards. I footed the bill for a minute. Oh, Jesus. Gabrissi has a security guard for Chris Samuels. You just couldn't get a husband. Why can't you get a husband? So we're going to talk about Chris saying, you know, if I had a pussy, I'd beat you in the morning, I'd beat you in the evening, all over this land. If I had a vagina, 'cause I won't hit a woman, but I bet you if I did have a pussy, I would slap the shit out of you. I'm a nut, you know. I'm really a nut. I did not just bring out into if I had a pussy. Anyway. So Gabrice needs security. She needs a man. Now Robin gonna say, when Chris said, I was just angry that these heifers were plotting on my child. And that's the thing. You want to talk about Monique, talk about Monique. But to talk about the baby, And then the baby that didn't even make it? Really? No, that's something you don't even joke about. That's something, no, you get your head red for stuff like that. You get your head red. Oh, God, and now the Green-Eyed Bandits. There was no plot. There was no plot. We literally have video footage of Candace talking about the plot to bring it up. There was no plot. There was a plot because you two don't have frickin' lives. One of you is begging for a man to, well, actually, both of you sit around all season and beg for men to be with you. Beg. Because you ain't got no good grip. Lord. And quiet as it's kept, you lucky this happened on a TV show, because if you pulled this in the right neighborhood, you'd be turning up somewhere stinking. Giselle, why is he standing up? Ooh. You know what? The only reason he was standing up is because Chris B started yelling at his wife and Monique gave a quick, who are you yelling at? Because Chris, again, I don't even know why Chris was talking. This was Chris Samuel's moment. And Giselle, why is he standing up? It was man to man. It had nothing to do with you. Wasn't nobody talking to you. Wasn't nobody thinking about you. Much like your men. Much like your men. You know, Jamal ain't thinking about you. Sherman ain't thinking about you. Chris and Chris weren't thinking about you. It had nothing to do with you. If penises are involved, you're not. Oh, God. Okay. You support the blogger who went after your kids. And I guess that's the blogger who passed. Like, really? You're going to bring that up? Really? And also, it's like, they're not supporting the blogger. Say people's names. So they got to stop saying blog. They got to either say the name or keep it out the play, or keep that shit on the playground. And really, that's who you want to bring up. You support him! And this is when Chris gets up, because he's like, you ain't yelling at my wife. And also, what do you mean you support him? They ain't sending him checks every month. Girl. And Chris, you decided to get into it with the blogger. You're on a show, people are going to talk crap about you. All you can do is not respond and not care and not look at it. That's all you can do. That is your strongest weapon, because otherwise you make it a story. And then it became a story of you going back and forth and Candace going back and forth, and then Candace said, I wish you die, and then the poor guy did pass. Gabrice, since you're so upset and so concerned, you don't have any point in being on the reunion anymore, so let's just get you off stage. How about that? How about that? Since you're so worried about him standing up, why don't you stand up and walk your stovepipe legs off the stage? Because I'm sick of looking at you. Okay, can we get back to the binder, please? Because that's like the sixth housewife, and I need to hear more from the binder. We have 30 minutes left. I need more from the binder. Come on now, let's use it. Don't bring it out and not use it. Okay, so basically, Candace fesses up and says, all right, we did talk about the stuff at dinner and I said it was stupid, so it was a plot. And then you're gonna say, Gabrice is messy. And Karen says, well, where is the line? And that's exactly the thing. Gabrice brought that up with ill intent. She did not care what that could do to her marriage, what that could do to her life. Gabrice would be happy to see Monique fall. She wants to see Monique poor. Gabrice gives me a colorist tea. Gabrice gives me a jealous tea. And Gabrice gives me a bad breath tea. Thank you, Monique, for saying it was brought up, it just didn't air. Christopher Samuels, high five, sir. Oh my God, you got that heifer dead to rights. And Gabrice couldn't even say she didn't bring that crap up on the show. You did. And they aired a little bit of it, but exactly, your confessionals were all about that. You were running around with Charisse and Charisse. She gonna say, don't talk to me. No, you can't answer the question because you did. And Andy's trying to save face for production's sake. Oh, Gabrice, you really gonna say, oh, I thought it was part of their personal story? If you don't get your lying self off the stage, oh God, why did they renew your contract? Oh God. So now we're gonna go to Rob Dixon and her reluctant engagement to Juan? Well, Juan's reluctant engagement to Rob. And they little Diamonique ring. Diamonique, Diamondette, glass. No class. Maybe you just should have bought one of your hats. You could have an engagement hat. Anything to cover that mess on your head. Oh, this lavender marriage. People are not happy that Gabrisi called Chris a big motherfucker. And I mean, Gabrisi, I've seen you in real life. You're not tiny. You and Chris have the same calf size. Oh, God. I can't listen to Rob Dixon talk about this reluctant engagement. You got engaged and he couldn't even take a day off from work to be with you. Well, that's right. Then again, you did ruin his life financially. So he has to work because you pissed away his fortune. Pissed it away. Oh, yeah, he used to play with Michael Jordan. You don't have any money from that era, though. We ain't getting the binder, but we getting some information about them embezzled hats. Karen said, are these hats for a storyline or what? Because you ain't using none of our pictures no more. Ah! Oh, my God. Rob Dixon, you just proved yourself a true idiot. So Andy says, so Rob, how is it that you were able to make fun of Karen's tax situation, but not your own? And she said, well, I just didn't know how Karen didn't know what was going on. And she said, well, you didn't know what was going on with your own money. Since you and Juan file separately. Juan's as close to you financially as Jamal is to Gabrisi physically. Child, Chris Samuels just started piping up again, and he's like, oh, hold on. No, y'all done weaseled out of this. You gonna fess. You gonna fess, heifer. Because when my son's 15 and he sees this nonsense, I am so glad Juan isn't here right now. And what would Juan do? What would puny Juan with his puny wallet do? What would he do but sit there and he would say, excuse me, sir, why is your wife speaking on my child? Girl, why are you shouting? Ain't nobody getting up. Like, y'all just trying to act threatened. Why are you trying to put your wife? Ooh, you see, Robin, you is a white woman because you doing that. I am so glad. Why are you acting like anybody getting up and threatening you? You ain't in not a lick of danger. Not a lick of danger. He is not getting up. He is not shouting at you, but he is holding you accountable for your sick little actions. Ooh, Robin, you are a worthless white bitch. And that's just the truth. When I saw that loud back, let me speak to the manager, I ain't got no more respect for you. You know what, Andy? You've discussed it for 2 hours, and guess what? That's why he's here, to keep discussing it for 3 hours until he gets the answers and the responsibility. But you want to glaze over some. We've discussed it for 2 hours. Yeah, and they ain't fessed up. Tell them fuckers to fess. Because Gabrice couldn't say anything. Gabrice couldn't say I never brought it up, because she did. Monique said, you ain't talking to my husband. That's why you ain't got a man now. Oh, God, Karen, now we've torn each other's families down enough. No, go on and talk about Juan, talk about cheating on Rob when he's drunk. He probably ain't pleased with the size of her strap-on. Even as a pegger, she's inadequate. Karen, you're also a known liar, so I don't think you had anything to say, and that's why you're trying to take the high road. But, girl, you was probably just bullshitting. Then again, he could have been talking about how good Michael's pussy was. I bet you Michael got that tight snapping turtle. Oh, God. Now, Chris gonna say, oh, I pushed Michael because I don't tolerate disrespect of women. Michael was coming to you as a man saying, control your wife. He did not go to your wife. He didn't talk to your wife. He didn't say boo to your wife. He said mano y mano. He came to you penis to penis, ball to ball, prostate to prostate. I'm so confused. He never addressed your wife at all. He said, you've got to get control of your wife. Did he try to get control? No, did I miss that? Please let me know in the comments. If I missed that, if he addressed her, then it's a whole different story. But it seemed to me Michael saw the melee going on and went and got you and told you and put his hands on you as a man and said, get your wife. And you overreacted. Oh, Lord. Chris is saying, I only get glimpses of the woman I married. She's not the same person since Monique rocked that ass. Well, that means your wife is weak and a wimp. Oh, God, now Ray's gonna do a little vow renewal with Karen and she tearing up. I mean, I'm happy for you and your coot, but child, when he got up and was holding that arm, I got scared for a minute. I was like, ooh. Child, Ray gonna say he looking forward to it. Ray, you just looking forward to tomorrow. Let's be real. This rumor really messed with Chris. Chris is not pleased. Chris came on here to get justice. I know Candace's corner of the eye napkin did not just say, oh, the fake tears. Really? You just mad you got that broke love. Hurt people hurt people. Go get some help. And child, that was real. Chris's emotions were 100% true and genuine. That's a husband. That's like a textbook husband. Like he needs to write a book on how to be a man and how to be a husband. That's who needs to be out here. Not Steve Chicklet Teeth, 3-time married Harvey. Him. I would go to his seminar and listen to what he has to say. Because he does it. He doesn't just say it. He does it. Child, he checked his mama over this woman. You don't think he'll check a housewife? The fuck? Oh, Jesus. Candace, my goal was to get here so that I could bury everything. Well, your husband buried that restaurant, so. Andy said, let's do the Wendy slipper into season 6. And sadly, I heard that heifer got her contract.